Morning, Steve Reed in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Markets are pretty quiet overnight. You got the financial markets down. China's Shanghai stocks are sharply lower following the sharply lower trade in the U.S. stocks on Friday. I think the markets, as far as financial markets are concerned, about three things. Number one, the slower China and European economy. Number two, that could drift into the United States. And then number three, the Fed came out and said that they're not raising rates all of 19 and most of 2020. So it's got people repositioning themselves in the financial markets. Over in the grains, we are fighting the fact that China could come in and buy more U.S. goods. There was a report that they could buy some goods before a deal is signed. And U.S. weather over the next 2 weeks continues to see above normal rainfall. There could be continued flooding concerns in the flooded areas through at least the first 10 days of April, and this could slow early planting of the U.S. corn crop. Versus the fact that most people are looking for bigger 2019 global crops, and that the economy could slow demand. When we look at some of the S&D numbers that private people are putting out for the USDA, most people agree with the USDA's 900 million bushel carryout for 18-19 for beans. They agree with the 1835 corn numbers. Some people are a little bit lower if exports to China pick up in the corn side, and agree with the USDA's 1055 wheat 18-19 numbers. As far as 19 and 20 is concerned, the USDA's got 835, and most people have that number maybe a little bit higher if we see a little bit lower export demand because of the South American and lower China demand. USDA's 1750, most people agree with that. Some people, though, are higher if the U.S. final corn yield is higher. And most people agree with the USDA's 989 wheat number, but could be just a little bit higher if our wheat exports don't meet the USDA's expectations. As far as Friday's report, most people look for USDA to show corn acres higher than a year ago, stocks lower than a year ago as of March 1. Beans, lower acres, higher stocks, and in wheat, lower acres and higher stocks than a year ago. So we'll see if the market wants to play with that. Funds continue to have a record short position in all of the grains, but the CRB index continued to move higher last week, led by the energies and the precious metals. So we'll see if that causes any short covering in the grains. Most people think the beans are still in a trading range, waiting for news about China. Most people are looking for corn to trade over this 380 area in the May, and maybe pull some stops, short covering, because of the chance that China might buy U.S. corn and the weather delaying plantings. And most people think that wheat will follow corn a little less, and the most important thing is trying to get over this area in the May wheat that's about the 470 area. So again, watching the outside financial markets, watching U.S. weather, any news on China, and then Friday's USDA report. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.